Hello, good morning, and welcome to a new video about growing with good values. I have decided to talk about this topic because I consider it's especially important at the school but also at home. So the idea is to give you some tips and also to review some of the most important values that we can work at home with our kids. So let's start. The family is the first environment where children learn to live together, resolve conflict, and build their identity. The values transmitted at home directly influence their social, emotional, and academic behavior. Although schools reinforce much of this learning, the roots are at home. This highlights that values like empathy, respect, honesty, are necessary from the earliest years. Teaching values is not a one time act, but a process that is nurtured daily with patience, consistency, and by setting an example. So, I have selected some values like honesty, respect, willpower, responsibility, and empathy. And I'm going to develop some ideas that I consider important about them. Let's start with the first one, honesty. Honesty is a fundamental value that is built at home, especially between the ages of 9 and 12, when children are able to distinguish between right and wrong and begin to shape their moral identity. Teaching honesty means showing them through example that telling the truth is important even then it's difficult or uncomfortable. Children learn more from what they see than from what they are told, which is why it is essential for adults to acknowledge their own mistakes, avoid white lies, and consistently model integrity. Moreover, honesty is the foundation for other essential values such as love, forgiveness, and empathy, because without truth, there cannot be healthy relationships or genuine emotional connection. Encouraging this value strengthens mutual trust within the family and prepares children to live with responsibility and integrity. So honesty is one of the base of our relationships, and it's really important that we work to grow up from this value. Let's go now to the next one. One that is really connected with honesty is respect. Respect is an essential value that allows us to recognize, accept, and appreciate the qualities and rights of others. It involves acknowledging both our own worth and that of those around us, and understanding that every person deserves to be treated with dignity. Teaching respect begins at home. Children learn primarily from what they observe and experience in their family environment. When adults speak politely, listen attentively, set boundaries with empathy, and validate their children's emotions, they are naturally and consistently teaching respect. These everyday gestures, though they may seem small, lay the foundation for children to relate to others in a healthy, empathetic, and balanced way. Schools reinforce this learning by creating an environment where respect is practiced through the example set by teachers, clear rules for consistency, and respectful peer interactions. Studies involving children aged 5 to 15 have shown that those who understand and practice respect tend to display more positive behaviors, such as cooperation and helping others, and fewer aggressive actions. This proves that teaching respect not only shapes better individuals, but also contributes to a more harmonious community. When families and schools work together, this message becomes clear and consistent. This is what we are working on. So now I would like to speak about willpower. Willpower is a value that is not um, really fashionable right now, because we are more on top of motivation or getting interest, but we are forgotten the forgetting the importance of this value, because we can see every single day a lot of kid um, who feels frustration quite easily, and it's because they cannot appreciate, or they don't understand the importance of willpower. So willpower is a fundamental value that allows us to act with determination and consistency even when circumstances are difficult. Even if I am frustrated, I need to continue making an effort to try again, although I did it wrong, although I was confused. So, as parents, nurturing willpower in our children means teaching them not to give up easily, to strive for what they want, and to finish what they start. It is more than just a desire, it's the inner strength that drives us to reach goals, overcome obstacles, and stay firm in our decisions. It's so important in our life. Developing willpower also strengthens frustration tolerance, as it helps children handle the discomfort of not getting immediate results and encourage perseverance despite failure. It is also closely related to resilience, because a person with strong willpower can recover emotionally from difficulties, learn from mistakes, and move forward with a positive attitude. So it is important to reinforce the value of willpower, because it has it. And in this world where everything is really fast, we are losing the importance of this value. Let's go now with responsibility. It is so important to do what you say you'll do, because a responsibility is essential to provide opportunities for children to grow. It involves committing to our decisions, and that is dedicating the necessary time, effort, and consistency to fulfill them properly. For children, a small tasks like organizing their toys, packing their school bag, or taking care of their belongings are excellent opportunities to foster responsibility. Through these experiences, they learn to value what is expected of them, keep promises, and respect others' people's time and needs. And this is really important. We can understand that others have needs and that they are spending time on us by the time they need to wait us, or by the time they are waiting that we finish with one task before doing a different thing. So it helps with empathy as well when you feel responsible of your own actions. So, in addition, when they face the consequences of their actions in a safe and guided way, they develop awareness of their behavior and strengthen their autonomy. In this way, responsibility becomes a natural part of their family, school, and everyday life. I like from that part to see that responsibility is not just doing my homework or doing my task. It is also to be aware that what I have decided, I need to accomplish it. That's the most important part. Okay, so let's talk now about empathy. Empathy is not just understanding how someone else feels, it's about truly connecting. with others in a kind and respectful way. In the ages that we are working on, the children are developing more complex social relationships, and empathy helps them navigate friendships, family dynamics, and conflict. Parents can foster empathy by encouraging open conversations about feelings. You can do questions like, how do you think your friends feel when that happened? Or what would you do if you were in their place? It's also important to validate children's emotions and model empathy by taking openly about your own feelings. Research from the University of Cambridge shows that children who had warm and close relationships with their parents at age 3 demonstrate higher level of pro-social behaviors such as kindness and helpfulness during adolescence. By supporting empathy at home through consistent communication and emotional awareness, parents help their children build stronger relationships, handle challenges with compassion, and grow into emotionally intelligent individuals. I've written there some steps that you can follow to introduce conversation with your kids. So first of all, we observe what has happened, and we observe what has happened without judgment. Just like if you are seeing a video, if you are seeing a video, and after explain what has happened in the most objective way we can, then we connect with our feelings. How I feel. I feel sad. I feel angry. I feel afraid. And we explain the kids the difficult emotions, the ones that are more complex, like for example resentment. And then I ask myself as well, what do I need? Maybe I'm angry because someone's trying to hit me, and then I need that this person forgive me. Or maybe I feel sad because I need someone give me a hug. So I need to be connected with what I feel and with what I need. And then when I know what I feel and what I need, then I can express it to another person if it's necessary, or just to myself to know how can I act in order to complete my need, in order to get what I need. Because if I get what I need, I'm going to change from this emotion to another one, and then I'm going to feel better. So if we practice consistency, all these steps with them every single day, we practice with ourselves and we practice also with the children, they are going to be much more familiar with this vocabulary, with this way of talking that is also really respectful and honest, because you are talking from heart to heart. And this is how you can connect with them, and how you can really understand yourself first and the other, because if you don't understand yourself, you cannot understand the other. Empathy is really important. And then finally, the power of the example, because any of these values make sense if we don't act as a good model for our children. So children learn mostly by watching that we do, not just by listening to what we say. So this is why as adults our daily behavior is the best lesson we can give. When we show values like honesty, respect, empathy, responsibility, and willpower, we're teaching much more than words. We're showing them how to act in real life. Being an ideal role model doesn't mean being perfect. It means being consistent and authentic. It means admitting when we make a mistake, speaking respectfully, validating our children's feelings, and keeping our promises. This creates an environment of trust and security where children feel supported and learn to build their identity with strong values. I've written there some tips for remember, and at the end, what we want with all this message is the idea that if we all work in the same line, if we collaborate and reinforce good values, our children will make the difference because they will really understand them, not just by listening, by living them, by experimenting them. This is the best gift that we can give to our children. And if we all work together, we will get to help them raise good humans. That's the point. So thank you very much for listening, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.